All this week, as we draw nearer to Halloween, I'll be sharing macabre stories from history. Now, some people would claim that they would die for their beloved. Others would say I would happily kill for them. Peter I, the King of Portugal, looked at both of those options and said, "Here, hold my beer."
Yesterday, I told you the rather macabre story about how the English dug up the remains of Oliver Cromwell, tried and convicted him for treason, hacked what remained of his body to pieces, and placed his head atop the Parliament building for 25 years as a warning to others who might try to overturn the monarchy.
Today's story is even weirder.
Peter was born in 1320, the only son of Portuguese King Afonso IV, to survive infancy. When Peter was 20, his father arranged for him to be married to a Castilian noblewoman, Constanza Manuel, in order to, what else, forge a political alliance.
But this love story is not about Peter and Constanza.
And that's because Constanza was accompanied to court by Ines de Castro, her spectacularly beautiful lady-in-waiting. Peter soon fell madly in love with Ines, and the two began a passionate, albeit secret, affair. After Constanza died during childbirth, Peter made his relationship with Ines public. King Afonso was incensed. He disapproved of his son's adultery and refused to let Peter marry his consort.
He banished her to Albuquerque, the one in Spain, not the one in New Mexico that borrowed its name. And while the king continued to propose new wives, Peter refused every princess his father presented.
Peter and Ines began living together in secret, and the prince soon appointed her brothers as his closest advisors. King Afonso was worried that his son was being improperly influenced by rival court factions and decided to put a stop to it once and for all. He hired 3 assassins to find and kill Ines. In 1355, they discovered her hiding in a monastery, where they decapitated her in front of her children. Enraged, the grieving Peter went to literal war against his father, but was defeated less than a year later.
Father and son signed a truce, and Afonso made Peter swear to pardon the men who murdered his beloved Ines.
But just a few months after the truce was ratified, the 66-year-old Afonso died, and Peter assumed the Portuguese throne. With his father out of the way, Peter had Ines's killers hauled before him. The new king declared that they had ripped out his heart, and so he would do the same to them. With his own hands, Peter removed their hearts.
And that's crazy for sure, but that's not why I'm telling you this story.
Peter then exhumed Ines's body, had it adorned in the finest robes and jewels, and placed it on the queen's throne. He declared that they were, finally, husband and wife. The king then forced the entire court to kiss the queen and swear their allegiance to her. After he died, Peter had his tomb inscribed with the words, "Until the end of the world," and had it placed directly opposite Ines's, so that at the last judgment, the two would be able to gaze into each other's eyes as they rode heavenward from their graves.
Peter and Ines's love affair has inspired more than 20 operas, numerous plays and paintings, several books and poems, and at least one movie. Stay curious, my friends.